Hey guys, this is a quick video on how it works at High Ticket Hero and what the experience sort of looks like if you were to come on board. So my name's Matt Quixley, I'm the director here, and overall, I guess I'm working with buyers agents that are really looking to scale their offer, specific investment BAs. A typical client is someone that's either got a really strong source of leads that can typically be from like a podcast, referral partners, or paid ads that are coming through. They've got sales capacity, so they can either take sales calls themselves, or they've got a setter or closer that works with them, or they've got support from a tech standpoint too. So typically, my clients are working with go high level, so just make sure you've got a bit of tech support on that front, so we can optimize automations and text sequences and a few other things to sort of maximize it. So it's very much a do it with you model. My background is, I've worked with buyers agents, property education, offers the last sort of 5 years, done over 1,000 sales in the space myself specifically. And now I'm working with buyers agents that are looking to sort of ramp up, usually hitting that sort of $500,000 run rate plus. Some clients like InvestorKit are already above that sort of $2 million a month run rate. But it's working them to sort of scale long term and sort of stabilize the growth. So it's very much a do it with you model. What that sort of looks like, I guess, is the first step is going through the funnel with you guys. So how we actually audit leads through your business. So what's happening in terms of, are they seeing the podcast, they're seeing paid marketing? What's the entry points into CRM? We can identify leaks, any friction, any follow-up gaps. Is the setter forgetting about them or the closer? Just optimize the whole process for growth too. A lot of time BAs I speak with, they don't know what's working and what's not. If I can give you a North Star performance of what your funnel should look like and proven results of what I've done with other funnels, then it helps to know, okay, if I invest X amount of dollars, it's going to lead to sort of Y amount of revenue on the other side. So that's our first step, is going through the whole funnel. We do this every week on a call, a Zoom call, because things change really, really fast. And we want to get to the point where your lead to sale rate is improving. So every lead that you're getting into the funnel, you're making more money per lead. That's like the biggest metrics we're looking at. And so lead to sale, how much money or revenue you're making per lead, and then how quickly a lead's converting. So we do a Zoom call each week to go through that. It's usually about 45 minutes. The next step is going through the discovery call process. So this is like the start of the funnel. So they've opted in. Either a setter's reaching out to them to call and qualify them, or the contact's booked a call. So what's happening there? Inbound calls versus outbound calls. If they're successful, where do they go? How quickly is that happening? The turnaround time? What resources are they seeing? Are they qualifying them thoroughly? Is the setter got a high level of emotional intelligence and guardrailing? Is the call going for too long? Not long enough. So we refine the whole process to make sure it actually works. So again, it's scalable. Sometimes people can have really good closers, but not the best setters, and vice versa. And it can muck up the whole funnel if it's not really strong. So that's a big part of it, how they're progressing into the strategy and closing. Everything they do there, even if you've got great leads, if the setting call's not set up the right way, you're going to feel the impact later on in the sales process. So that's a weekly call too. So we've got a funnel audit call once a week, discovery call once a week, and then coming to the strategy call. So we also do one of these sort of week. This is tightening the whole process. What's happening, strengthening the pricing, conversation, objection handling. In the BA space, you can get to the point where people are keen to move forward. Like, yep, just go speak to my partner, go speak to another buyer's agent. The close all the time feels good. Like, yep, the call went really well, but then it doesn't lead to a sale. So what levers do we need to push and pull to add more value, keep the conversation going, add a level of urgency so that you've got a really high live call conversion rate. So typically about 33% plus. If it's paid organic, 50%, but no, if it's paid, sorry, it should be 33% plus. If it's organic or referral, 50% plus there. So really make sure we're working the KPIs to hit the sort of numbers. The last call each week is team structure, growth, and scale design. So going through things like AI implementation and the tech, and just making sure you know how many setters you need, how many closes you need, when you hit X amount of revenue, when you might need to bring in more people, what the compensation structure will look like for employees versus contractors. So clarifying roles, then you can have high performers in the team, but then they can sometimes become a little bit complacent. So how do you support them? Is it good to have, systems, checklists, VAs, AI? So all this stuff is to make sure that it's not dependent on you. So setting it up where you can keep growing. Again, whether it's 200K months, 500K months, $1 million months, whatever it is, there's going to be different levels of this too. And I've done it before. So making sure that when you get to that sort of set point, you know what's next and you're not having bottlenecks. A lot of time people focus on the present a lot. So by the time they get to 400K a month, they don't know what they need next to get to 500K a month. So the idea is sorting things out now to make sure you are always growing and getting to that next level, but then you're aware of what needs to come and you can make decisions so that it doesn't eat up your profitability and you keep moving forward. Also got scale ready assets outside those 4 calls a week. We give you everything you need to fast track it all. So it's like plug and play 80% of the stuff, and the last 20% is refining it to the offer specifically for you. So it performs really, really well. That's all documented and ready to go. So it's a repeatable sales operation. Overall, as I guess a summary of what I've been touching on, sometimes people want to sort of grasp, how does this work? Are you doing it for me? Are we doing it ourselves? It's very much do it with you process. Fractional sales management. So we're coming there to help scale your growth, remove bottlenecks, and build a sales engine that's repeatable too. So it's not like guesswork of hoping this works and hoping that works, but having data that's worked in other buyers agencies, in other ways, to make sure that works for you, and you're very empowered and educated as to why it works and which levers to push and pull if you ever get stuck down the track. This is a bit of a snapshot of some of the people that we're working with. Again, Investor Kit, very big BA1 buyer's agent there in 2026. Went through the funnel, could still pull and push a lot of levers to help improve conversion metrics and a few other bits and pieces. Pivot, a really strong buyer's agency in the owner-occupied space, launched into investor space, and I'm helping them to sort of scale that so they can hit the same levels of success and height that they are on the investment side. And then Property Strats, really strong online brand, but new to the sales funnel sort of build out process they've tried in the past. So complementing their sales and marketing sort of brand to match what they've done in the social space with their podcasts and some of the results that they're seeing, and seeing some really good results too. So 3 different styles of clients. Hopefully that helps in terms of how it works, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, and look forward to chatting soon.